Testing. Oh, there it is. Here we go. Now, testing 1, 2, 3. Yep. What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome to the ramp here in Impal, India. I think that's where we are. VEIM. Looking at a 727 Classic sitting over there. Ooh, my goodness, it looks so good. You know what I got hyped about when I see that 727? Y'all see that wing yoke? That's like a legitimate 737 yoke that's mounts to the floor. Looks insane. I just saw some pictures of it. I kind of want to buy that. I know everybody's buzzing around the Moza right now, which is pretty cool.
Today is a good day.
But could you imagine flying a 727 with that wing one?
This is a new chapter in flight simulation.
Fred, right there on cue. Thank you for the $5 super chat, or correction, the $5 bank angle check. My man, appreciate you. It is a good day. Moza Force feedback yoke is alive and well. Had no idea. I always thought they would do a yoke. I have nothing to hide, no secrets. I was not included in pre-release or anything, sneak peeks of that. I guess we didn't do them justice with the AB9 content. Perhaps maybe they wanted something else than what I provided, but whatever. It is what it is. I believe it's what, $1,100 shipped with shipping, $300 shipping for the Moza Force feedback yoke. Could be good, y'all. Personally, I'm not gonna buy one right now just because I already have one. I'd probably see it at the expo. Maybe that'll change my mind. But then I saw the wing one, though. I mean, the wing one, the 737, like actual pedestal on the ground, looked insane. I don't know if it's a true force feedback, though, so we have to get more information on that. That would be something I'd be kind of leaning more towards, just because I already have a Brunner yoke, so I already got the desktop flight sim. Anyway, we got lots to talk about. We can talk about that in Chris. What's going on? Welcome in, y'all. Sorry about yesterday's stream, y'all. It just stream died, and that was that. So we're back, and because of that, we're gonna make up for it. We're gonna do 2 streams today. I got a real world flying tomorrow. I go to LA, out there in the land of Cali Simmer. So I'm going to be doing an Airbus stream later this afternoon, right at the conclusion of this one. Pretty much, I'm just gonna go get a boba tea, and then we'll get into 321. We're gonna go Salt Lake, LA, which is on my schedule for Thursday. I'm basically doing LA Salt Lake turns for 2 days. Then I come back to Dallas later in the evening on Thursday. So I need to get back in the 320, 321. We're going to do that after this stream, so I know you're hyped about that. But we're going to try this one here, get back in the Fokker F28. Got the Bourbon Air livery, courtesy of my man Whiskey Throttle, looking absolutely fantastic. I've had this one kind of undercover for me. It was on my home PC, flew it around a little bit on 2020. But now it's updated for 24. We got the Fokkers in 24. It is a Mark IV. So it is an extra juicy version of the F28. It's the full-size version. The Mark IV is the biggest version of the F28 Fokker series. So I'm super excited to fly this. We're going to try to get into Paro. Now, we know we can get in there and stop because it's a small bird, but we're not going with any glass today. You know, this is a round gauge, steam gauge airplane going into the mountains of Kathmandu, or no, not Kathmandu, of Paro, Bhutan. So what could go wrong, right? Hopefully the weather will be okay for this flight. Couple things. Portable Gamer, my man, thank you so much for the 13 months of support. Early afternoon to stream, perfect timing indeed. Thank you, Portable Gamer. Welcome on board. Thanks for the support for 13 months. And AJ Funar with a $3 super chat. When we needs to send that 737 yoke to small sim. Hey, you know what? I'd be a proponent of that too. You gotta provide for the little guy, right? Yeah, full flap sim. Nah, honestly, dude, I hope he gets some hands on something like that too. Maybe he should reach out to Winwing or even Moza, because apparently they don't like me anymore. But anyway, hey, we'll be using the Moza later this evening, or this afternoon rather. So, but yeah, Romulus said that yoke won't flip flops won't hold you. I know, but what's interesting is it says that it's a control loading device. So that's interesting to me because is that differs for force feedback? Kind of. I use my side stick from Moza as a control loading device for the Airbus, sort of, right? Kind of, a little bit, because we're not using the force feedback. We're not getting feedback from flight control surfaces and turbulence and everything when we use the Airbus per se. So I'm interested to learn more about the wing one. Interested to learn more about it. All I got to say is it looks insane. I mean, how are you going to fit your desk with that? I don't know we have to do some serious modification. Anyway, Mr. Martini says, member for 44 months. Thank you, dude. Appreciate you. The livery has Northwest Orient vibes. Yeah, somebody said it best there when we were counting down. If Northwest American Airlines Classic had a baby and it was an F28, it would be Bourbon Air, and I absolutely love it. We got the bare metal. We got the stripe. We got the nose cone with the black on it. It looks so good. Do a quick little walk around here of the aircraft before we fire up and get out of here. We're chalked and loaded, ready for air stair boarding. Got our tail number in there, 357 Bravo November. I got to love it, man. I hope this flight goes well because I love the F28. Got the V1 up on the tail. Got the little THS gauge up there with the vertical or horizontal stab. Sun is rising here. I wound the time forward to about 6:30 a.m. because it's about 10:30 p.m. So, Andre says the wind wing's going to be 5K. I don't know, man. It looks like it's going to be expensive. I don't know if 5K expensive, but it's probably going to be up there. If the force feedback desktop yoke is 1,000, it's probably going to be 2 or 3. I'll tell you what. I'd be surprised if it wasn't. Now, Windwing has a habit of offering extremely competitive prices for their products, so they got that going for them. They do their homework, if you know what I mean. Let me say. They do their homework, like with their Airbus thrust quadrant that's coming out. It looks very similar to some other products out there, but it definitely looks better. Looks like much better quality. So I don't know how they do it, but they sure get the quality out there for a low price point, which is very, very good for the consumer. So anyway, imagine that shipping price, though. Yeah, the shipping price is going to be pretty insane, Oscar, unless it breaks down to like a tubular module where you have like the control column, and then you have, but still, I don't know, dude. Yeah, it's going to be insane. But if anybody can figure it out, Windwing can, because, I mean, I've bought a ton of Windwing stuff for DCS, Super Taurus, the collective systems. There are all these big mounts and stuff, F-18 stuff I bought for them when I was heavy into DCS, and they ship it really well, and it gets delivered just fine, so who knows. If anybody can figure it out, they will. I know that for sure. So, all right, let's get this Fokker F28 up and running. Isn't it just an upside desktop base with a big stick? Might not be horrible on price. It could be, Terry. It's hard to tell unless you see it in person. You know, from the videos, it looks like it's a very solid construction. Probably, I hope it's some sort of tubular metal. It may not be. I mean, that would be, I know it's not solid. Surely it can't be solid. But probably a piece by piece put together like Andy's talking about. So, who knows, man? I hope they're at the expo because I'm going to be there. Hopefully we get to hang out and see a couple of those folks out there. External power. Oh, we don't have it connected. Let's go ahead and externalize the power here. We'll go ground power connecciones. Oh, it's got to juice up. I hear it. Oh, look at that. Turns to ready. There we go. Now we got our volts. Boom. Load up that generator out there. I love it. All right, external power has been connected. That looks good. Battery 2, battery 1 volts are looking good. We'll go ahead and turn that off. We'll leave that on external power. Overhead looks fine for right now. Let's get the emergency exit lights on. Seatbelts off, no smoking off. We'll get the pitot vane heating here before start. Everything looks good. Magic barrel ref. Pretty simple overhead to look at. Let's go ahead and run through our flow. And actually, before we do our flow, let's start the fueling. We'll do a 5-minute fueling process. I've already imported the SimBrief flight plan weights, so fueling is going to commence, and then we will do boarding after that. So I'm going to hide this yoke here momentarily. Let's go ahead and turn the floodlights off. Full test on the EICUS lights. Bright position. Yeah, probably need bright for today. That looks good. Kind of hard to read those unless I zoom in, it seems like. There we go. All right, that looks good. The dome lights off. Inhibit for the ground prox warning. We're probably going to need that today. Let's go ahead and juice up some hydraulics for our brakes here. Get our brake pressure up into the green. Rock City Song says it's going to be nice to finally meet the crew in person. Yeah, man, I'm excited to meet some of y'all for sure. I know a lot of you don't think I have a face or a body, but contrary to popular belief, I do. So I will be meeting quite a few of you, I am sure. And I've got some, I'm working on a little surprise thing too for Expo for y'all. I'll get to that here later on. Let's do a vibe check. Vibe checks are good. Coming across here, collector tanks. Well, they're fueling, but let's just do a fuel quantity gauge test. Now, what is interesting, I was doing a test takeoff, and I just said, screw it, I'm going to ram the throttles full forward. definitely got a EGT over temp lights and everything, and kind of scared me. So you do have to kind of be nice. I don't know. I didn't sit around and just leave it at full throttle to see if it would actually fail the engine, but I did get a TGT over temp. I did get the lights over here on the ICAST, and I was like, oh, wow, okay, I should probably pay attention. Let's do a little fire extinguisher check. Remember, don't do it with your APU on. If you do, you got to let go now before the light comes on. Because if you don't, if the APU is on, it will extinguish the APU. We'll go ahead and reset that. That looks good. Checking our fuel pumps. You want to make sure both lights extinguish with either one of those boost pumps. All right, so that looks good. T-Tock switches are in the takeoff position. That looks good. We'll go nav on for now. Let's come down here, get our master radio switches on. Autopilot panel looks good. We'll juice up the Fokker F28 Mark IV UNS-1. V1 brisket smoker booth at the FS Expo. Hey, Ron, what's going on, my man? The Irish lad himself. Pleasure to have you here, my friend. Dude, I'd love to do some smoking out at the expo, huh? But I don't know if I can get like a travel. What I should do? give me ideas, man. I should just buy like a cheaper smoker there in Providence, and then like have a booth outside and just feed all the patrons that are, well, not patrons, but just all the expoees going in and out. Be like, here, V1 style brisket, and I wouldn't give any to Moza because they didn't give me a force feedback yet. No, I'm just kidding. That would be kind of fun. Probably get fined though because you need licenses and all that. I'm working on doing something like that here for the lake that we live by. I want to do a we call it the Beagle Barge. I'm going to do pulled pork sandwiches out on the water, but you got to get like food handling licenses, all this stuff. So. All right, initialization looks good. Into the flight plan. Let's go ahead and start this out. Let me pull out my flight plan on the other page here so I can copy it over without messing this up. Smoker and bourbon tasting at the V1 booth. Hey, man, be honest with you, man. My bourbon is I haven't had bourbon in a really long time, so my alcoholic beverages have been on the decline. You know, trying to stay healthy. All right, VEIM is where we're starting. VEIM. After that, we're going off runway 22, no SID, direct to IIM, India Mike. Accept that. Let's see, KKU, oops, backspace 1, KKU, accept that. I'll zoom in a little bit, makes it easier for you to read. Cafe Con Leche booth then, there we go. Cafe Con Leche and pulled pork. What could go wrong? That's one hell of a combo. After KKU, we got a Bravo Papa November. Enter that. I think the volume is way down on the sim, isn't it? I'll turn it up here in a minute. Golf Tango is next. Golf Tango. We'll accept that's Guwahati. Then to Duckham for the Bogop 1 Papa. Now we're going to do the cloud break procedure on this because we're not going to do the full-blown RNAV because that's cheating. So we're going to accept that. Duckham, Bogop, B-O-G-O-P. Oh my gosh, clear it out. I screwed that up. B-O-G-O-P. Enter. Today is also scheduled Mayhem Day. Let me do a quick check here. Scheduling Mayhem Day has not gone my way today. Denied. Whoa! Brothers and sisters, it's actually going my way. How many did we get? 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 4 requests approved. 5 requests approved that I want to swap. A lot of Cancun. Basically, all I'm doing this month, actually, that is 100% all I'm doing for next month is Cancun turns. Gotta love it. I haven't seen that in a long time. All right, sorry. I just had to check my scheduling Mayhem Day. You guys know what it is here. Scheduling Mayhem Day. All right, let's get back to the sim. Bogop, then the Bogop 1 to VQPR. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put in the airport, VQPR. Gosh, I'm sneezing, guys. Sorry, hold on. Woo! I'm trying to mute my mic so I don't sneeze into the microphone. My allergies are insane right now. Okay, so that's it. Let's go to the menu page, arrivals. We're going to do runway 15 for enter. We're going to do the Bogop 1 Bravo, number 2, enter, sneeze. Man, I was totally fine until just now. Bokop 1 Bravo, RNAV Zulu 15, enter, and we're taking that off of PR 777, I think. Refueling complete. Let's begin boarding for 10 minutes. We'll start the boarding process. Cargo doors are going to open up. Absolutely fantastic. Boarding music has started. Love the Fokkers, man. Just Flight, these dudes are awesome. I love Just Flight. This is the approach we're going to do here. This is the RNAV 15. Ooh, that's the X-ray. We need the RNAV X-ray 1533. What do we have available? RNAV Zulu 15. I don't want to do the Zulu 15. Ah, that's not what I want to do. Let's see if we can modify this. Let's see if we can select 33, enter. Bogop 1 Bravo, enter. RNAV X-ray or Yankee 33. I want to do the X-ray. Yeah, I want to do X-ray so we can do the cloud break. Number 3. No. Yeah, X-ray, which is number 1. Enter. Aha. And now we're taking this. We want to do it off PR 77. We're going to join here and then cloud break down. So PR 777. Puerto Rico 777s. We'll enter you in there. Wonderful. For departures, I don't have any SID. We'll just put runway 22 in there. We're going to go direct, so no SID. Runway 22, heading departure to IIM. We'll clear you out. Flight plan is in the box. Radio check. It is working. No CTAF here, so we'll select radio 1228. Enter that. Pops that in there wonderfully. No transponder. We'll put you on standby for now. All right, everything is looking good. We'll have to reset this after engine start. Let's go ahead and fire up the APU, get some pneumatics in here. APU master main is coming on. APU start, juicing up. Here we go. Let me get the sim sounds up for y'all. And we are ready. All right. Sorry, I was heads down there. We all just got Texas COVID. No, Fred, I was... Dude, so in Texas, it's crazy. If you look at the seasonal allergies, there is literally a massive allergen every season of the year. So it is 24/7 allergy season. I personally have the worst allergies in the fall time. Spring is not terrible for me, although today is not a good day apparently. But yeah, like it just depends on what the temperature is, and then you got the dogwoods, you got the cedars, you got the hay. It's just everything, man. It's crazy. But yeah, somebody was breaking it down on YouTube. Literally every season there is a new allergen that is a massive issue for a lot of people in the state of Texas. And now with the winds, it's blowing 45, 50 outside right now. You know, Andy B, I used to take Claritin, and then I feel like it stopped really being effective. Maybe I took it too long, and then sometimes I get, not like dizzy, but almost like lightheaded. I don't know if it's because it makes the drainage work. I don't know. So last time, it's been a while since I've taken a Claritin. I've just kind of gone, you know, raw dogging it, as the new Gen Z say. I just power through. Tea and honey, man. Tea and honey. That clears it up pretty good. Yeah, the local honey trick, actually, Oscar, exactly what I was getting at. The local honey, we actually have the lady that lives, I say next door, but she's probably, I don't know, a mile down the road. She has her own bees and honey, and it's awesome. We buy the big jar from her and everything. And yeah, dude, I have a sipping at it, and I've been doing that every night. Dude, clears me up like way better than Claritin ever did. But it used to, so I don't know if I just grew a tolerance to it or something. Not quite sure. All right, let's double check the schedule mayhem day here while we're waiting for the passengers to board. Ooh, man, I mean, we did good, chat. We did good today. I have one more that's pending approval right now. I kind of hope I get it. It's a 2-day trip with a New Orleans overnight. So if I get that one, that would be really good. We'll see. That's the only one that's processing right now. Got the good boarding music out here today. How's it going, Cap? When are we going to do some V-Spirit ops? Peyton, you know what? I almost did V-Spiritual Wings. Let me get the APU up and running. We'll get the Gen 3 on. Air's coming on. Get the packs on here in the cabin. I almost did V-Spirit today. I wanted to fly the carbon fiber 321. But we're going to do America West Heritage. I think maybe later this week we'll do a V-Spiritual Wings. Mr. Martini, Flonase. I'd use that when I used that for a while too. But then it kind of, I don't know. I break down in emergency, so I carry two things with me when I'm flying. So I have Flonase and a Afrin. And I only use those in case of emergency. Because if you've ever been flying and you have a sinus blockage, you can really damage your ears. I actually ruptured an eardrum flying freight because of this. And then ever since then, I always carried Afrin in case you have one of those clogs. And Afrin has saved me a couple times because you may not even notice it. You may feel decent, and then you start climbing out or descending, and then you just get that. It feels like someone is sticking a dull knife into your temple, and it's because you got a blockage up there. So that's what I carry the Afrin for. Flonase makes your nose bleed. Ooh, that's not good. Not good at all. Is it just me or does the Fokker have chunky tires? Very handy for jungle ops. Let's walk around with the APU. Let's take a quick look here. We're still finishing the boarding up.
Traffic,
they do
PSA 705, taxiing runway 22.
Oh, look at the grease on here. This looks like my hub that blew out the other day. Oh, we got a Bhutan out there. Should we walk over? We got the APU blowing. That's cool. I love it. Let's run over here to these airplanes, see what they're doing. Man, that's 7.2. FSS, come on, guys. Where's the 727 update for 2024? I am itching to get back in that 727. I am absolutely itching to get back into the 727. We got a Bhutan 319 out there. Royal Bhutan. She said it begins a few weeks with peak allergy season. Oh. Yep. I use a combination of eye drops, Zyrtec D, and Flonase. Call that triple threat. So there's a lot of stuff, Andre, that for FAA medical stuff you can't take. You got to be very careful. I don't think you can take Zyrtec, and there's a couple other ones that you can't take. You can take a Claritin, you can take Afrin, Flonase, but you got to be very careful.
Entering 22 via Charlie on the runway, track 5.
All right, he's headed out. We got this Drew Care 319. It's a pretty good little model match right there too. That's a pretty good looking 319, huh? Sweet. All right. I don't know why. It's just the FAA, man. Some of them make you sleepy, something like that. Callie Summer says Afrin can be addictive, but it can be a lifesaver. Yes, 100%. I flew once with congestion, never again. It left me with tears in my eyes. Were killing me. Yeah, Callie Simmer. I had a real bad one last year. We were on approach into Detroit, and first officer was flying. Was doing a great job, and like it was an ILS. We were doing a Cat 2 because we were actually MEL'd to Cat 2 only. So there's some additional procedures that go into play there where it's like who can be flying for it and etc. whatever. Anyway, so she was flying the approach, and I was totally fine until the cabin, I think around like, I don't know, 3,000 feet maybe at like the outflow valve fully opens. I can't remember what the altitude is. And you can kind of hear it in the cockpit and just kind of gets rid of the rest of the pressure. And man, as soon as that happened, instantaneous, like someone just stabbed me in the eye or in the temple. So I was like, I mean, you got control, you know, I can't, like I have to fix this. Grab the Flonase bottle. I keep it right next to me, ready to go. A couple shots of Flonase, and within 15 seconds, relieved the pressure and was okay. But that happened to me when I didn't have Flonase. Back when I was flying Beach 99, I was descending. I couldn't descend at every time I started to descend. It just got worse and worse. I was stuck at like 7,000 feet, And finally, I said, I just got to get down. So I powered through it, ruptured my right eardrum. Not good. But I was running out of fuel, so I had to descend. Of course, 99 is not pressurized. But yeah, always have Afrin. That's a good thing to have just in case anybody that's traveling. You should always have some type of hardcore decongestion spray in case of emergency.
Cabin crew, arm doors, and
Oh,
cross-check.
all right. Arm doors cross-check. We are just about ready to go. So let's go ahead and get our seatbelt sign. No smoking. Pitot heating, that's coming on. We don't need any of those right now. We'll go low for the window heat. That looks good. Let's go ahead and disconnect from external power. We are disconnected. Looking good. Gen 3, that's our generator on for that. So we'll come back over to the aircraft services. We will go ahead and get rid of the ground power. We'll get rid of the chocks. Nope. We'll get rid of the chocks. Door is closed. We'll click the trim wheel. That all looks good. Let's go ahead and close the door. Cockpit door is closed. Beacon lights are coming on. And we are just about ready for start. Let's go ahead and get fuel tank pumps on. Come down here, get the control lock off before I forget. We'll go transponder on, 2000 on the squawk. We're 22.8. Flight plan page comes back up. And let's go ahead and start engine 1. Here we go. So engine start master is on. A auto pack cutout. Absolutely love it. Still haven't figured out what the bindings are. It's not set engine fuel valve. I don't know if they're bindable in 24. They were bindable in 2020. I don't know what the bindings are for the fuel control levers. Let's see if I can't. Well, I should have done it quickly. Boarding music sounds like a bootleg version of Stevie Wonder. Yeah, that one of them did. It's in the mixture control. Oh, Cody, is it mixture? Mixture axis, maybe? Ah, maybe you're right. You might be right, dude. All right, the ignition light's out. We'll go to run. Verify our engine parameters. Everything is good. Everything's tripped back. We got a good generator. Let's go ahead and start engine 1. Auto pack cutout.
Info traffic, PSA 705, 4600, climbing 260, last call.
Two.
See you.
Fuel on, ignition. It's probably in the manual somewhere, AJ, you're right. Ah, mixtures. Okay, Cody. Thanks, dude. %. Run. No chance of the stream breaking? Andy, there's always a chance of that, dude. It's Microsoft Flight Sim. What can I tell you? All right, we got 2 good starts. Engine start selector is coming off. We'll turn APU air off. We'll turn generator 3 off. Overspeed stop switch. APU is coming down. Bleed pressure is normal. We'll go ahead and depower the APU panel at that point. We'll go ahead and put the engine anti-ice into the auto position. You could see because we're not detecting ice. It's not actually going to use bleed power, but that is set. All right, we'll clear the caution. What type of takeoffs we're going to do today? Let's do a flap 11, which will be a 130. Our speeds are now set. Flaps 11 coming out. I love that thunk. All right. We got flaps 11 set. Do a flight control sweep. Make sure it does indeed work. Yes, they do. Taxi light, and let's go. Impala traffic. Bourbon 357. Taxi runway 22. I gotta find the parking brake still. Here we go. Got my tiller working. Use code STEER, all caps, 10% off if you're interested in the tiller. I will stand by this. I think the Fokker F28 is the best ground handling airplane in flight sim, dude. It is good. It is really, really good with ground handling. Old Oz Flight Sim would be proud of you right now, V1. This is his favorite plane. Dude, it's honestly, it's one of my favorite planes out in the sim. I don't stream it a ton because, number one, nobody likes to really watch it, it appears. It always doesn't really have it doesn't attract the viewership. Impala traffic, Bourbon 357, back taxi 22. It also is one of those airplanes that is kind of difficult to split up your time between, you know, talking to the chat box and trying not to crash the airplane. Now, I will say this latest version that we have, the V2, it is much easier on the streaming situation because we've got the UNS-1. I'm not having to look at radios and tune and ID nav aids the whole flight, you know, so this does make it much more streamable on the side of things. So you may see more of it here soon. You may see more of it. I'm going to zoom that view out a little bit. Resave view, control 6. These engines sound so good, huh? Richland, what's up? Finally got FS24 working barely. On my first landing of 319, I was given an 8-knot quartering tailwind by ATC. Spicy. Got her down, slowed down. Nice job, Richland Music. Scott Fletcher, my man, the $20 super chat. Scott, very kind of you. Congrats, Captain, on the 2025 Flight Sim Content Creator Award. Well deserved, and have a drink on me. Scott, thank you so much, man. Appreciate y'all. Appreciate all of y'all kind words. Said it yesterday, man. Very humbled and honored to be a part of even be in the discussion, quite honestly. So thank you. Really appreciate that, Scott. We're gonna have a good time this year, man. We're gonna have a good time this year, that's for sure. What's up, Thomas Ray? Saw some posts of X-Plane 12. Bit. Said it was Microsoft 24. Yeah, they're probably looking at a 240p monitor or something. No way. Get out of here, Thomas Ray, with your propaganda. Propaganda that X-Plane looks like 2024. Now, I will say, I did watch a little bit of Q8 stream the other day in the Tolus 330 Neo. You know, the sim is not completely dead. I will say that X-Plane 12, if it's been on life support for the last 8 months, it's on less life support now. It is coming around visually from a sim aspect. There are some things in that sim that actually look quite nice. So I will give it that. All right, here we go. Heading bug is synced. We're going out to IIM. GPS mode is on. No flight director for the takeoff. Everything else is good. Let's go ahead and line them up and get out of here. Impala traffic. Bourbon 357 departing runway 22 straight out to Impala. All right, let's get those yogas in chats. Hit the like button on this one. Going for 280 likes because it's an F28. Spool them up, Fiddy. Look at the airplane squat. Love it. Let's go.
Power set.
Power set. Oh, I forgot to do seats for takeoff. Oh, no. Oh, they already did that. Yep, we're good. We're flying.
Cabin is secured.
All right, a little late for that. We're rolling out. Should have done a scheduling mayhem check before we take off.
80 knots.
All right, power set. I love how she flies. Positive rate, gear up, fly with. Listen to that little Fokker, man. Got to love it.
Flaps up.
Not quite, cowboy. There we go. Go flaps 11. Or 6, rather. Make a right-hand turn out. Alright, clean them up. We've got to arm the lift
Set
dumpers.
climb power.
We've got to arm the lift dumpers. That's right. T-Talk switches to climb. We are navving to KKU. Looking for 250. Gosh, I love the sound of those motors from the backside. Sink our heading bug here. Alright, so remember, if you do an IAS hold, it's going to lock it in at the speed at which you select IAS. So we'll lower the nose a tad. We should probably turn the weather radar on in case we see anything out there. Trim her out a little bit. I'm going to do my best not to over trim this one. You know, last time taking off, we over trimmed it pretty good. Doing 300 knots at 7,000 feet. I think we'll be much better on this one. I've also found, I've also realized that trimming with the Bravo wheel is a little bit quicker than the actual yoke trim. It's kind of nice. But right now, we're just hand flying. Hand flies beautifully. Really love the hand flying of this airplane. Always have. Always have. Alright, we do have some clouds on our horizon here, so let's go ahead and start helping ourselves out with some automation. We'll go ahead and get the flight director on. Ooh, I'm feeling that turbulence now. Nice bump right there. And let's attempt to get the autopilot dampener on IAS hold at 250, I think. Let's see. Oh, we're definitely getting some turbulence, though. See, she's oscillating here. We get bumped around. That's all right. She'll stabilize. I know she will. Old birds, man. Older autopilots. A little bit bumpy today. Look at that. Look at the wing flexing out there. Look at that. Oh, yeah, we're getting some turbulence. Where's Turk at? He loves this turbulence stuff. Let's see if we get any ice. I don't think so. Still pretty low. There's 10,000 feet. Lights are coming off. Retract all of those. Strobe, nav, and beacon are the only ones on. We'll keep oh, I should have hit nav. Dang it. Let's go heading mode to get back on course. We're 38 miles away. We'll stay in heading mode for right now. A little bit of a breakout situation happening here. Zippy Zapple, what's up, man? Good to see you, dude. Yeah, Ryan, the UNS-1 is awesome in this bird. Perfect. I mean, because, yeah, you can really fly this airplane it's much less hands-on, I should say. I don't know if that's the way to say it. It's I'm going to redirect us here real quick. Now we'll go beam. All right, so we're beam nav low. Captured up. We're looking good now. When you didn't have the UNS-1, it's totally fine and fun to fly with a VOR to VOR. I personally love it. The satisfaction of completing a flight strictly VOR nav and heading and just not using any pink line flying or FMS flying is incredible. However, when I'm trying to engage in the content with y'all, it makes it very challenging. One of the most demanding streams I ever did was the FSS 727 raw data into a VATSIM event. We did that. We were flying. I think we were flying the Flying Tigers livery, or no, Emory Worldwide livery. I couldn't remember. We did a cargo flight from somewhere in Kentucky, maybe to Boston, and I think I maybe read 10 chat messages in a 2-hour stream. So that's what I mean when it's like really high workload. But having that UNS-1 really lightens the workload. Captain Chemtrails, speaking of workload, it's always working. Good to see Captain Chemtrails, man. How you doing, man? Are you getting zippy zapple and tip-top shape on that 737? All right, now let's go to pitch mode and trim down a hair. So what I'm gonna use, I'm using my binding on the yoke to use the pitch down reference. We've got to monitor our TGTs here a little bit. You can see we're getting a little bit over 100, so pulling back just a hair. Shallow out this climb. Now, it had us going up to 35. Oh, I actually have to set a top altitude. Where are we going to climb up to? We filed 30. Let's see if we can get up there. All right, 300 is not set. 300 set. Alert on auto level is selected, and we were in pitch climb. So don't tell Lyric Lemon we're doing a pitch climb out right now. He's progressing nicely in our training program. Very cool, dude. Very cool. Oh, I saw custom seats. Captain Chemtrails, I gotta ask you, man, how much do you miss, if you miss it, the 757? Like, do you ever, is it just from someone, from my perspective, someone who's never flown a 7.5, but I just, every time I see one on the ramp, whether it's they're just flying or whatever, and I see a 7.5, I always think, man, that had to be one hell of an airplane to fly. So do you ever miss the 7.5, or are you content that you flew it, you don't miss it, or if she provided the same schedule and pay that you currently have, would you go back onto it? Because every time I see a 7.5, man, I always think I should have made the jump before they retired them all at my hometown airline. But I'm getting juiced up for the Bluebird 7.5 going to Tom Contine. That's going to be a fun flight. All right, let's go ahead and turn this down to mediocre sounds. Turn my headset down a little bit here. Emory into Boston from Buffalo. That's what it was, I think. When I departed in a Pan Am 742. Oh, yeah, I did see that. I remember that diabetic glide, yes. What do you think of the flight factor 777 for X-Plane? Nick, I have no idea, man. I haven't flown the 777 in X-Plane at all. So, matter of fact, the last time I flew X-Plane was during the comparative stream test with the Fenix. So, I haven't given X-Plane any thought in a while. Chemtrail says, I do miss it. In fact, Zippy convinced me to throw my hat into the bidding for one last go. Nice, but no vacancies as of late, and they keep parking a few of them. Oh, man. Dude, well, that's awesome. I hope you do get to snag it for a little bit longer. You never finished your 757 tutorials stuff on the Flight Factor, man. We're going to need you, Captain Chemtrails. We're going to need you around for the Bluebird 7.5 drop. We're going to need you for that. Gonna need proper 757 tutorials from Captain Chemtrails when Bluebird comes out. Yeah, the clouds are pretty good, don't they, Sherwin? I totally agree. All right, 11 miles from KKU. Next is BPN. Cross track and left 0.2, so pretty much no crosswind right now. That's good. We did all of our. Oh, let's set our magic barrel ref. Oh, we already did that. 299 or 2.
Waking up in Vegas after St. Patty's. Trying to see if D1 makes the hangover better or worse.
Hey, Mike P, my man. Thank you so much for the $10 a bank angle check, dude. Trying to see. Hopefully, hey, I'll lower the sounds a few more notches. There you go. I'll help your hangover out. I lowered the sound just a tad, man. Appreciate you, Mike P. Hope all is well. St. Patty's in Vegas. Godspeed, brother. Go get yourself a mimosa by the pool and recover. Thanks for the support. Casey Olert. the legend, dropping 50 massive membership gifts to the channel. Casey Oler, am I saying that right? Oler? Casey, huge donut to the channel. Thank you so much, man. I really appreciate that. If you pick up a membership from Casey, make sure you shout him out and say a thank you. Very kind for someone to come in here and share the love with V1 Nation. Casey, that's much too kind, man. Thank you so much for the support. I really do appreciate it. Hope you're having a wonderful Tuesday afternoon or evening, wherever you may be tuning in from. I'm going to have to add a pause the alert box because I can always tell when when something is going, it's either the stream is getting ready to crash or someone dropped a massive membership gift, because Streamlabs has to pick up all those in the alert box, and it bogs it down momentarily. But it does the same bog down to when the stream gets ready to crash if the internet's not doing well. So it freaks me out. I have a heart attack every time that happens. My goodness, though, chat is gone. We are gifting memberships to Orville and Wilbur Wright right about now. Captain Kimchell says, my original plan was to stay on the 7.3 and ride the seniority growth when the MAX showed up, but with the delays, whoa, why are we rolling so steeply here? Okay, no, we're just turning. Scared me for a second. You never know. You never know. My original plan was to stay on the 7.3 and ride the seniority and growth when the MAX showed up, but with delays, I said try one last go on 7.5 because I never got to be a captain on it. Oh, man, yeah, that would be so cool, dude. You got to do it. I want to live vicariously through the 7.5 life of Captain Chemtrails. I jump seated, I don't know, 6 or so months ago out of Fort Lauderdale back to Atlanta, and man, it was cool being up there. I gotta admit, it is. I was surprised at how old those cockpits are, but it just was cool, man. It's so cool. I would love. That's gonna be another one of my regrets, is not ever getting to fly 7.5, 727. 757 are the two that I'm like, should have jumped on it. I should have jumped on Kalita when I had the chance, but I liked my life too much. I didn't really want to commit, but looking back on it, probably should have jumped on that. So, last steam gauge airliner. I know, dude, what got me, Wingnut, is like they do the takeoff speeds, and I'm sure you have multiple cockpit layouts, right, depending on where it came from, but the captain was setting his speeds like this with the old school, like, the old school bugs here. He's setting them up like, wow, I didn't even know y'all still did that. So, just a bank angle calibration. Yeah, exactly. Press set. All right, I'll unpause the alert box. Thanks again, Casey. I don't think I saw any messages go through there. It's kind of hard to read that one. It just rips up to the top like that, but appreciate you. What lagged? No patience. I haven't had any lag, man. It might be your internet at work. How are we looking power-wise? We got to keep forgetting we got to actually fly this. All right, 27 for 300. Power is good. TGTs are looking good. We've kind of transitioned to Mach now. So I guess I can... I like... What was the add-on where you could grab and, like, swipe all of these bugs at the same time? Was it the IXEG? I'm going to set a Mach target up here later. Probably should go into a vertical speed climb here pretty soon. I don't know. We'll see. I don't want to fall out the backside of this. Wingnut, where were you last time, man? I was ready to go rescue Gary Gordon. Casey says, I'm always a silent viewer. Don't typically say much because I usually have you up while I'm studying. Ah, man. Well, I appreciate you, Casey. Thank you so much again. Appreciate it. What's up, Igloo Foo? Good to see you, man. Welcome on board. Does anyone know what the key binding is to change autopilot pitch when on the Duke? Yes, it's the same as this that I'm using right here. If you look down here, it's autopilot pitch reference. Down and up. Autopilot pitch reference is the command you're looking for. And it functions like a toggle switch. So, or not like a toggle. It functions like a momentary press button. I never got a text. I figured you'd ventilated your PC at 308. Man, I sure ventilated a couple targets yesterday. That's for sure, man. Yeah, that was frustrating. Captain Kimcho says, yes, I also entertained going back to the 320. Ooh, to fly the Neo, but Zippy made a good case that 320s will be around 7.5 won't. Yes, if it happens, it happens. True. Now, Captain Chemtrails, let's stir the pot a little bit. 737 or A320? If here's the thing, I got it because other things matter. Same quality of life, same pay, same type of scheduling of the trips. What airplane do you want to go to work to Monday through Friday, 5 days a week? 73 or A320? Let's see. Where's Lyric Lemon at? Bring him in the chat here. Definitely going home to buy this, Jonathan Bello. Look, I tell you what, there are a handful of add-ons in the sim, hardware, airplanes alike, that I always say, I guarantee you will never regret, or you will not regret the purchase. The Duke being one of them, the Phoenix being one of them, Just Flight aircraft being another one of them. Whether it's the 146 series or the RJ85 or the F28 series, you won't regret it. Promise you. I have that much confidence in them across the board. A320 because tray table. All right, let's make sure the airplane level's off here. So it is capturing 300. Altitude pre-select is on. Sorry I'm late, but did anyone mention the Moza Force feedback? Yeah, we'll talk about it. Is there anything we could watch that won't get any content strike? Because I haven't watched any videos on it, but I've seen a lot of the stuff pop up on my YouTube feed before going live. I'm going to put you into altitude hold mode. All this switch does here, the altitude hold mode, is it levels the flight director to altitude 0. Basically zeroes out the flight director pitch to an altitude hold. All right, we're going to set 70 Mach. We're going to let the airplane accelerate. You can watch the stab trim moving here a little bit as she levels. We'll go ahead and turn off the seatbelt sign. We're going into Paro, so smoke them if you got them. Maybe your last opportunity. We are BPN to GGT. Let's take a look at our VNAV. We're going to do a target vertical speed of 1,800 feet per minute just to get us started. About 190 miles from that. Resync the heading bug. All right, we are looking good. We'll let the airspeed build up here for a minute, and then we will set cruise power. I think it's more. I think it's more satisfying to hand fly the 737. Good mix of old and new. Yeah, but hey, I'm not debating that. What airplane do you want to fly Monday through Friday? Same pay, same schedule, same quality of life. He's trying to be diplomatic here. That wasn't the question, because I would agree with you. And I've never even flown a 737, but I can 100% understand the satisfaction of hand flying the 737. I can understand it. So, but that wasn't the question. It wasn't the question. He's being very diplomatic. He must be on the recruiting panel. Going into Paro, I see. Just don't fly to a mountain like I did yesterday. Maybe. Excuse me. We're going to try not to, aviation dude. Narrow down the question more. No, Wingnut, get out of here with your propaganda. That was the same question I asked. All right, so 70 Mach rather. Let's go ahead and try. Bring these back a hair. About 95. Let's see what that yields us there. Power is set. We are cruising and headed towards the mountains. What could go wrong? He's thinking about it. He's taking a long time to type, isn't he, Zippy? Winglet says, which flyby airplane would you want to fly if you'd sprained your wrist skiing the day before and hurt to move the throttles? Let me go back to full screen cam here. How long did it take for you to master that cockpit, Captain? What, this cockpit here, the F28? not too long, to be honest with you. It actually takes more to master the RJ85 cockpit. And I wouldn't say that I'm a master of this cockpit yet, but this cockpit, it may look overwhelming, but to be completely honest with you, it's very automated and actually pretty simple. So like, I mean, you have all of your electrical right here. You got your APU panel. You have your pneumatics right here, and you have more pneumatics and anti-ice over here. Now there's a lot of auto features like auto anti-ice, so switch goes into auto. Now you manually turn on the airframe or the airfoil anti-ice because it is more demanding because you have to heat more of the elements than just the cowlings, so that's a manual on. Packs are all pneumatic. Pressurization is automatic. Electrical is pretty much automatic. The generators stay in the on position, unlike the 737 where you turn them off and cycle gen. So these actually stay in the on position. It's part of the procedure. The only one that you will cycle is Gen 3. And that's pretty much the overhead. Now as far as the pedestal, it may look confusing. You got autopilot here, pretty simple. Autopilot pitch and roll, radio masters, transponders, frequencies. All these fancy colors are just audio buttons to listen to hear what you, or listen to whatever you want to listen to with VHF 1, 2, HF, marker beacons, all your lights right here, fuel pumps on the pedestal. Not a whole lot to it, honestly. Wingnut, thanks for the $10 super chat. This is for Captain Chemtrails, standing up to Big Boss. Hashtag Boeing crew. Oh my goodness. Man, appreciate the $10 super chat, Wingnut. Go check out little ISP over there in the Full Flap Sim channel if you want all things Boeing. Listen, I'm just waiting for an answer. Just wait for an answer. He hasn't answered yet. I think he's trying to find a way to answer it softly so he doesn't let you down too hard, you know? You 220 types are kind of soft. Although I know you're on the 7-3 now. Mike P, didn't Boeing leave astronauts in stranded space? Yes, they did. Yeah, they sure did. Boeing did leave astronauts up in space, so we got to send Elon out there to go get them. I want to see what this cabin looks like because I see bourbon something on the seats. You can see here our speed is increasing a little bit more than I want, so let's go ahead and knock it back another couple percents. On the power here, let's do like 92. How about we'll just go 9? Yeah, 92 should be about right. All right, let's do a quick little cabin tour here. Oh man, old school bourbon air. Oh, look at this. He even has bourbon air on the galley cart things. That's cool. What click spot is that? Am I clicking through the cockpit? I'm scared to touch it. Got our coffee maker up here. Emergency exit. Look at the bourbon air in the seats, though. That is nice. That is retro. You want the truth? You can't handle the truth. Speaking of truth, hold on. Let me do a schedule mayhem check here real quick. My request, still processing. Still processing that last one. Gross. Dude, we got a San Juan trip that's so gross. Listen to this. Dallas, San Juan, you get in at midnight. 24-hour overnight, which is fine. But then you leave San Juan at midnight. Red eye, 5.5 hours back. Gross. Ain't nobody got time for a 5.5 hour red eye. That is brutal. That is brutal. Alright. Still processing on that one request. Let's come back here. Uh-oh. Captain Chemtrail says, I go back and forth on it, but all things being equal, probably the 737. Because it's what I started on as a new hire. Lots of good memories. I don't believe him. He's being nostalgic. Thanks, Captain Chemtrails. Appreciate you. Man. Unbelievable. Let down by Captain Chemtrails. Unacceptable. Gonna need some bourbon for this Paro landing. You and me both, dude. Cracking up at the 320 having a tray table. Friend is F on the 320 and told me it's literally one of the top reasons she bid it. Yeah, dude, tray table. Listen, the so was it my last trip? I can't remember. I sent a pic in the Discord, but we got into the cockpit. We did an airplane swap, and the first officer found this panel. Not panel. It was like almost the size of a ruler, right? Like about 12 inches long, almost the same width, maybe a little bit wider. And I was like, I don't know what that goes to. I don't know what it goes. We looked around the cockpit, couldn't find anything missing. So call up maintenance. We're like, hey, we got a mysterious panel here that we found in the cockpit. Not sure what you want us to do with it. So maintenance comes on up. And the first guy that came up was looking everywhere. He's like, I have no idea either. So he took it with him. He's like, I'll be back. I'm gonna go look at the part, because every panel, every piece of the airplane has a number on it, right? So they take it back. They come back about 20 minutes later, and it's the so where the tray table comes out, there's like a dust cover that goes right here. So when and a spring, so it stows properly and it doesn't collect dust and grime up on you and get stuck either out or in the in position. And they're like, well, yeah, we can't fix it, so we got to MEL the tray table for the FO. So they taped up, they used speed tape and literally stowed. And I mean, the tray table was working completely fine. We had 4 legs that day. I think it was the last, there was a 4-legger, 3 or 4-legger. And he had to fly, I think we got 3 legs left, that's right, because we did one first, all day without a tray table. And he was not happy about it. And I was like, hey, man. Well, now you're like one of those savage 737 drivers. It's like, where am I going to eat my lunch? I'm like, I don't know. Going to have to eat on your lap. Hopefully you brought some extra napkins. But, yeah, note to self. Make sure you're very careful if you are writing something up that could involve the tray table. Because they don't want to fix it until they have the airplane's going down for either like a RON check or something like that. They're not going to delay a flight to fix the tray table. So if you have something that's going to MEL your tray table, think long and hard about how you're going to put that in the book. This is not legal advice. Oscar, what's up? He should have brought some cheese to nibble on. Yeah, get some gloves. Could you not swap for one leg? What do you mean swap for one leg? Oh, planes? No, dude, they don't. That do you know how much like downline problems that causes for a tray table? No, they don't. They could care less, man. They could care less. It's all about running on time. All right. Go back to our data here. That's our VNav. Go back to our flight plan nav page. We have to look at this arrival because we cannot get caught behind on this one. So let's bring out our charts. Let's look at the star, actually. Taxi, approach, star, BOGO 1 Papa. And from BOGOP to PR 777 is 16 thou. So we have to be above 16,000 feet. We're at 30, 15, 45 miles-ish, 50 miles from there. We will start down. That's 9, 18. Just trying to get a mental picture here. What is our VNav calculating for our descent? What fix is that? So this is calculating 1,800 feet per minute from PR 777 at or above 16,000. Okay. So we're going to stay on top of this. I'm actually going to leave the VNav page up so I don't forget. Now, this is a quick preliminary brief before we get down to it. On the approach for the RNAV X-Ray 33, it's that we're doing a pseudo cloud break procedure on this. Now, I don't have the actual chart with me because it's been decommissioned. I used to have it. I don't know where it went. It's on my old PC, I'm sure. But what we need to do, can I draw on you? Full screen. Can I draw on you? Aha. We are going to, from here. Here's the airport. So I'm going to do it on the missed approach page because it's kind of cut off. So PR-708 right here. Then we're going to fly over the field, up this valley, over these hills, 180 flaps fully configure, back down, and line up with the runway right there. So we have to cross the minimum for us 10.6 at 708, and then we fly out, come back around, and do that shebang. So that is our preliminary brief for this approach. We'll leave you on there in full screen mode, hide you for now. We do have an interactive checklist, by the way, which I don't know where it went. Where's he put the checklist when you click on it? Ah, look at this. Next. Starting engines, line up. Here we go. Descent, approach, checklist. We'll leave you right there when ready. We're in the turn right now, looking good. Cap Chemtrail says 321 Neos pay same as 7.5. Does more Hawaii, and it's not hard seeing them more and more. Used to be better trips on the 7.3, but slowly it's changing to where the bus is taking them over. Wow, crazy, man. The 321 Neo trying to fill the shoes of a 7.5. It's so unfortunate. You're not going to have to look at the chat from PR770. Yeah, no, we're not. I'm not going to be looking at the chat from 777 inward. No way. Oh, let me see what Wingnet is saying. 320s have all the red eyes, at least in my base. I think we had 2 red eyes in the entire bid pack. Dude, you guys are lucky, man. DFW. My base now is become the new red eye base. It sucks. When it comes to doing actual pilot stuff, I say the Boeings offer a better hands-on experience. 7.3 is so classic. No one is arguing that the 7.3 is a hands-on experience. I'm just saying, if all the trips were the same, all the pay was the same, and you had to choose which airplane you were going to go do turns in 5 days a week, would you do them in the 7.3 or do them in the Airbus? I don't know. I don't think we can turn Captain Chemtrails. I think he's too committed. He's been bought off by Little ISP. Mr. Wingnet. Did you ever experience a low fuel? Yes. Multiple times. I did my lowest fuel landing was going into Cancun. I did a podcast on that one. I see you are a member, DF, so just check out the V1 After Dark podcast series. A lot of not all of it, but a lot of the stuff in the beginning of the podcast is probably irrelevant now because it was kind of like current events type stuff. But at the end of every podcast in the podcast series is the Cockpit Confessional, where I tell a story of an event that happened to me, or an event that happened to me that either is funny or not awesome or something to learn about. So he outranks Little ISP. When it comes to doing... Oh, yeah, I read that one. Yep. So I saw a video on YouTube last night of the last, or one of the last 747-200s owned by Rolls-Royce that has one Trent XWB on it. What engine is on the 74-8? Because a 747 with Trent engines would look sick. It's got 3 Rolls-Royce, and then it has one Trent's a test bed engine, a test bed airframe. But it looks so cool, I can't imagine a 7.4 with all 4 of them. That's the Gen X. I wonder what the diameter size is. It's the same as the 7.8? Okay. So like 4 787 engines on it. I see. Man, when are we going to get a 7.4 in the sim? Can we get a 7.4 in the sim soon, please? Mitch Taylor, thank you for the 19 months support, man. Appreciate you as a commercial pilot. Thank you so much. How does it work for the new pilots joining an airline? Can you request a type going in, or is it assigned to you? You can request it, but it's all issued based on seniority order. Now, different airlines will do different things. How they determine your seniority will either be, at least in the States, Most common is your age, date of birth. So in the class, in your new hire class, say you have 30 people in your new hire class, the oldest person in class will be the number one in seniority in that class, and all the way down to the youngest. Now, there's also another method, the Social Security method, where like the last 4 digits of your Social Security number, that will determine your seniority as well, or not as well. So those are 2 methods that are most commonly used. Now, when you get a class drop, the airline will say, this is your class drop. So if you're at an airline with multiple fleet types, they'll say, if there's what we call a vacancy, in the 75, 76 category, there is 5 vacancies. In the A320 category, there is 50 vacancies, 7350 vacancies, or whatever it may be, all the way down the line. And you put your request in, and it will be honored in seniority order. So, if your seniority holds it, you got it. If your seniority doesn't, you don't. And it also can be, it will also be base specific. So, for example, there's 10 320s in Atlanta, 10 320s or 20 320s in LaGuardia, 10 320s in Salt Lake. And let's say you're in a class of 50 and you're number 45 and you really want Salt Lake, but 10 guys senior to you already got Salt Lake. They won't honor that. You got to go to the next option in your list. So then as people leave and move up, then the vacancies open, then you can backfill those vacancies. So everything in the US anyway is seniority based. You will live and die by the FMA, and everything revolves around seniority. Those are the 2 facts of US aviation. Well, live and die by your FMA, that applies to everybody flying an Airbus, but yeah. Be honest, PMDG 74200 released today or Bluebird 75? What do you mean, Shaco Vic? What would I rather be released today? 74200, dude, for sure. Come on, man, 4 engines. When my dad was on the 777 project during testing, they swapped one of the 777 engines on the number 3 for the first 74. That's pretty wild, man. That's cool. As someone who suffers from bad motion sickness but love to travel, do you have any suggestions on how to alleviate? I take Dramamine, that helps. Yeah, I mean, it sounds like you're doing pretty much anything you can. Take the Dramamine. Sometimes there's like what are those pressure bracelets? People have some good luck with those. It's kind of tough, man. If you're like a student pilot or something that's having motion sickness issues, it's normally because you're too focused on stuff in front of you. I always told people, look outside, look at the big picture. Get the big picture. Look at the horizon line. Kind of resets your equilibrium a little bit, and that helps them out sometimes. I saw that a lot when doing Groupon flights or people that are just trying to see if they want to become pilots and they didn't realize they're motion sick until you get in the airplane. Now I had a student that suffered from severe motion sickness. It was so regular that he would bring his own barf bags and he would throw up multiple times, especially during IR training. He threw up 3 or 4 times a flight lesson, but he did not want to quit. 0 quit in him. And he got all his ratings, became did he become an instructor? I think he went and flew something else, maybe like maybe like a survey, I think. Got flight time, got into the Air Force, flew KC-135 tankers, tankers, and now he's an airline pilot. So, no quit in him, man. You got to hand it to that kid. Paxman, 48 months of support. Got my wings stacked. Goodness gracious. Paxman, thank you so much for the support. 48 months. What is that even in years? 4? That's a lot, dude. Dude, appreciate all support, Paxman. Migs, thank you for the super chat. 6 Canadian. How's that little Fokker doing so far? Don't read this out loud. I don't trust YouTube. Well, you know what? Maybe that's why these streams don't get the views, because YouTube thinks we're saying profane things. You know? That's why you guys got to hit the like button. You got to hit the like button on the Fokker streams, because maybe I don't think YouTube likes them. Okay, now that's a classic looking shot right there. Shaq Oatmeal in the house. What's up, my man? How you doing, Shaq? Say hello to America's newest commercial pilot. Hey, let's get some positive rates in the chat for Shaq Oatmeal. Shaq Oatmeal has been around since before he even started flight training, and now he's a commercial pilot. Dude, fantastic job, dude. Congrats. I hope to see you at Expo, man. I'll buy you a drink on me. Well, that doesn't make sense. First round's on me for Shaq. Shaq's a big dude. He probably have 6 rounds for the first round. Dude, that is awesome, man. Congratulations. What's next, Shaq? Are you, not to, like, dismiss the achievement of commercial pilot, but what is it in your pipeline that you're doing out there? What comes up after this? That is so cool, man. Congratulations. Very, very cool. Bourbon Air, I certainly hope you have info whiskey on board. Always. We always report with information whiskey. Absolutely. Alright, so we're getting ready to head over to where the mountains are. That's where it's going to get a little bit spicy. Multi, then CFI, and then CFII. Very cool. Alright, man. What do you do your multis in out there? Is it the Twin Star? Man. It's got his commercial pilot rating, dude. That's awesome. Shaq about to be the baddest gangster in the skies. That's awesome, Shaq. I tried to meet up with Shaq once in out there where he's at too, and he ghosted me. So DA42. Ooh, you're gonna have to get the cows. Isn't the cows have a DA42? You can do some training on the cows DA42. Multi's fun, dude. Cause now, dude, you know what you need to know. So you already got the rating. So now you get to go have fun, fly the twin around. Your CFI, you already know what you're gonna learn. You're just gonna learn to teach what you know. So it's all downhill from here, or uphill. Well, all downhill, I guess. Depends on how you look at it. Cool stuff, man. I really enjoy. That's one of my favorite parts of this channel. Is all of y'all that come in here, or send a message like, "Hey, I'm thinking about doing this," or taking my first flight. And then, months, years later, you're like, "Hey, I'm a commercial pilot," or "I got my private pilot license," or "I got this." Seeing the progress is really, really cool. Shatmeal is an OG around here. I know, and I was just thinking about you, Shaq, actually. Remember when I was doing, like, the first, one of the first Paro streams? I had, like, the circa 1995 NASA charts or whatever. That was, I don't know where that image went of the Paro approach that had the old school Paro approach on there. I was just thinking about that. I was dying laughing that day. Alright, we are approximately do come to Bogop. Let me look here. Next page over. Okay, now we're getting tight. We're getting into the business now. So it's 30 and 20 is 56 miles at or above 16,000 feet. Let's bring our charts back. It's time to start thinking about heading down. Let me zoom in a little bit. PR 777 is max at 16. This actually says 16 max 185. So we're going to start trickling down a little bit early. I know VNAV says 43 miles, but I don't know if I really believe it. I'm going to set 200 for now. So let's see. To PR 777. Yeah, that's... Oh, we're 56. We're still away. Yeah. We're 56, 80, 100. Yeah, we're still a ways out. Once we hit Bogop 50, yeah, that's about right. Our VNAV is 40 miles. Yeah, so VNAV is correct. Obviously, it's a calculator, so it should be correct. Callie Simmer says, I still have my discovery flight to do. What was given to me as a B-Day present, still a bit terrified. Callie Simmer, you got to do it. Do it on, let's see, do it tomorrow. You should do it tomorrow, because I'm flying into LA tomorrow. I'm a little bummed. I'm going to miss breakfast at my crepe place. Let's see if I can get breakfast on Thursday. No, we got a report time at 9:30. Man, that's such a bummer. I'm not going to be able to get my my crepe breakfast. Probably we get into LA at, what's that, 4 p.m.? Shoot, they probably close at like 6 or 7. Well, they do dinner now. I guess I can get some dessert grapes. But, yeah, I'm kind of bummed about that. That's my number one reason going to long stay LA. Go get my crepes. And my eggs Benedict. Creme de la crepe. It's called creme de la crepe. It's downtown Long Beach. Multi is fun, but I'll say you dive much deeper into systems than any prior ratings. Yeah, well, there's more systems. I think that's kind of the point of the multi, right? Now you're getting into the complex systems, 2 engines, learning about the propeller drag and critical engine, all that good stuff. Made myself tea just before the start of stream, then forgot about it and it got cold. Got myself a fresh one now for landing. Awesome, Terry. After this stream, I'm going to go get myself a boba tea. We're not going to do 2 legs on this flight because we're doing the Airbus stream after this. Now, depending on what time this stream concludes, we may bump up the Airbus stream in time. So this stream should send you, at the conclusion of this stream, it should send you to the Airbus stream. But if you want to be there for the beginning, make sure you have your alerts on because I may start it early. I still got to do some laundry at home. I flew the DA-42 in real life. Fun plane, very sporty. Sweet, man. I never did get to fly the Diamond stuff. The Diamond stuff came out, well, I say came out. The school I was at, they didn't get Diamonds till I left. We had all Seminoles. So, but they looked cool, I'll tell you that. It looked pretty dang sweet. I remember that Paro approach. The chart was in scroll. It was at least 3 years ago. Yeah, it was a long time ago, Shaq. Yeah, I can't remember what you said, but you called it something. It's funny. It's like basically an approach chart that was written on the, what are those tablets? Like the Dead Sea Scrolls, and then there's the old school tablets. I don't know. Which plane would you recommend for a discovery flight? I have schools in my area that use Cessnas or Comanches. Well, here's the thing. The Cessna is going to give you a better view below. If you want to look around and see landmarks, having the high-wing Cessna is going to be better for that because you're not blocked by the low wing. In my opinion, I feel like the Comanche flies a little bit more like somebody would think an airplane should fly. I don't know. I just always felt that the Cessna felt too light and floaty. It's a great training airplane, but when I got into the Aero, it's like, oh yeah, this is how I thought airplanes would feel like at the controls. Heavier on the controls, a little bit more stable all the way around. But for your first flight, if you want to look at stuff on the ground, then you're probably going to want to be at a 172. All right, 200 is set. Vertical sped on. Let's begin to knock it down. Let's turn up our sounds. Let's go ahead and get the seatbelt sign on. We'll leave the no smoking sign off because we're going into Paro. Rolling in the vertical speed here. We're going to have to pull that power back as we drop down. The cloak and dagger area. Alright, power's coming on back. Rolling that vertical speed. Be a shame to ball up our nice, shiny Bourbon Air F28 on this approach. 152 or Cessna 172. Best I can do is clapped out 152. That's what I did my first discovery flight. My first like 5 or 6 lessons was in 152. My first 3 lessons, my actual lessons, first flight, I don't remember the order now. One flight had a engine fire on start. Second flight had lost comms, no radios. Third flight had pretty much severe turbulence the whole flight. But I was hooked after that. I can't remember exactly what order that was in, but those are the three things that happened. Yeah, I go to start the engine, and it was, I guess I kind of flooded it maybe, and there was a exhaust fire. And the guy across the flight was yelling at us to shut it off. Shut it off, shut it off. All freaked out. That's right, I was 13 years old though, so got me hooked. I was all about it. I was horrified when I climbed into 152. I had no freaking idea they were so small. Yeah, dude. They are tight. All right. Flight plan. We are going to PR 786. All right. That's on the star. I'm going to leave the approach up. Increase our rate of vertical speed to 2,000 feet per minute, please. I'm going to set a speed bug of 170 as a reminder here. That's the gear warning horn. We can mute that. Beautiful. Let's set our landing speed. So VREF 119. Bugs are set. That moves my speed bug that I just set. Whatever. Get some chop here on the descent. That's all right. We're going to scroll in 16,000 feet. Auto level is on. Down we go in the Paro. We're picking up some crosswind, it seems. How is this old plane able to do an RMP approach? Who are you, the FAA? We have a UNS-1. We're going to fly we're going to just, you know, we're VFR, Captain Chemtrails. Ask the man one question about Airbus versus Boeing, he turns into the feds on me. Universal FMS, not something we see every day anymore. Very cool of Just Flight to Model 1. I know, dude. I really like the UNS-1 in the sim. I remember having it in the citation, and so we had Proline 21 in the main jet I flew. I can't remember what FMS was in there. But then I also flew a straight CJ2 that had one single UNS-1. And all I remember about it was whenever you needed to do something quickly, like you just couldn't do it because you had to go through a bunch of extra steps to then select this and select that. I remember getting a hold in Salt Lake one time and I couldn't figure out where the hold is. Where is the hold on this thing? Tune? No. Menu. See, I don't even remember how to get to hold page on this. DTO. I think maybe you have to click on one. Data, message, not in fuel. Fuel on board 6.8. I guess we're getting low. Nav. Maneuver. There we go. Yeah, see? Exactly. Maneuver. Nav maneuver. Holding. Define. Yeah, we're not going to mess with it now because we're on approach, but yep. I got a hold in Salt Lake City. I was freaking stressing out trying to get it programmed in the box, doing all the speeds. We're given a speed restriction of, I forget what it was. We were going faster than the speed restriction. ATC comes on, goes, say speed. The guy said, he said we were supposed to be at, when, you know, the rule of thumb is whenever you get asked to say your speed, always consult with the person you're flying with to make sure you're on the same page before you open your mouth. Yeah. Valuable lessons were learned on that flight. Alright, we're looking good though. We'll increase the little rate of descent here. VNAV page, 1,800 feet a minute. We're looking good. No FAA where we're going. Wingnet, thanks for the 47 months of support. Don't go showing the flaps full. I can't afford to buy another airplane. Holding out for the F-70, F-100. Oh, don't. You're going to want to buy this one, dude. Uh-oh. All right, here's a, what is this, a 90-degree turn? Where are we going? I don't like these 90-degree turns. PR 777. All right, so apparently we came off the star wonky. Let me just verify. 777, 746, 714. Make sure those all line up. 777, 746. Yeah. 722. 746. 714, 712. What? 712, 714. Yeah, they are. They line up good. That's all right. Got to make a hard 90 here. I should have seen that and a little bit maybe gone direct to earlier on. Oh, we're getting into the terrain now. We are getting into the terrain now. I will show you full flaps, wingman. You're going to want this airplane, dude. Dude, this airplane with the UNS-1, it's basically the F-70, F-100, except you don't have thrust reversers. You know you want it. The flap sounds, the UNS-1, this airplane is just awesome. Some of the best old school flaps that we have, too, in the sim. Remember, we're doing our cloud brake procedure. We're going to go out and around. Let me make sure I have, which we may actually need it today. Let me get the flight recorder up and running. We're going to do flight recorder once we fly over the field. So remind me to start flight recorder once we are on the cloud break over the field. It is on you, chat. All right, out of 18,000 Magic Barrel ref, I think it's still... I think it's 2,909. No, it's what's the altitude out here for? Let's go to OFP real quick. METAR, VQPR, 2,909 or 1. Okay, so we're looking good. Basically 2,902, 2,901 matches. All right, 1,000 feet to level off. After 777, it's kind of hard to see these. I gotta highlight them here. There's our alert. Where's our next restriction? 12.4 at 734. That doesn't apply. That's from the other arrival. So ours is going to be 732 or 714. This is the big one right here, 712, 11.8. That's a big one. And the minimums is going to be 10.6. We got to be visual. We also need to slow up here to 180. 10 miles out, perfect. Power's coming all the way down. Yeah, this is the actual bank angle check airport, Wingnut. This is the actual airport. All right, altitude pre-select. We're level 16, 16,000. Speeds are coming back. Lights are coming on. Because I don't want to do this later. Descent check. Pressurization set. TTC switches to takeoff. In case we got to go around. Landing data is checked. Bugs are set. Approach. Seatbelts. Landing light. Altimeters. Windshield. Anti-icing. APU. On. Yeah, we do have to start the APU for this approach. Does apply. So, APU main. What's our altitude? 16,000. We're looking good. Let's go ahead and start the APU. Coming back for 200 knots here. 5 miles from 777. Sync the heading bug. Cams are coming up. Let's do a schedule mayhem check real quick. Last time, last opportunity. My requests are still processing. Well, we haven't been denied yet. That's good. If I can get that last trip that's processing, it's a 2-day. Yeah, it'd be awesome. It'd be awesome. Yeah, it's going. So what we're going to do, Operator Dirt, is it's going to do a couple different things. But yeah, it will alleviate the engines. Kako, what's up, man? Good to see you, dude. Here comes 180. Let's go flap 6. All right, flap 6 set. Power's coming back in here. All right, we're 2.3. After 777, next altitude 11,800. 11.8 is set. Why are we making a 90-degree turn? That doesn't seem to jive. We're going to 777, 746. That's weird. We must have come in... That star must have jacked us up. That's alright. It's doing what it's supposed to be doing. Good thing we're RMP certified with the UNS-1 here. Allegedly. Let's go ahead and select vertical speed. Down we go. Shallow it out a little bit. Need to mind that. I feel like we should do sunrise. Should we change the time? Mid-morning is kind of mid. Did I see the Moza yoke? Yeah, man, it looks pretty impressive. I'm excited for it. I think the Moza yoke is... if you haven't experienced force feedback yet, and you do experience it, you'll never go back. It's just, I mean, it's pricey to get into, but I have the Moza side stick, as y'all know, and I'll probably never go back to a non-force feedback side stick. Alright, we're 1 mile, and after 746... 714, making the turn. 714, that checks out, and then 11.8 at 712. So we're looking good. Watch that speed. Bring the power back a little bit here. Magic Barrel Ref update. Sunrise. Well, so we can split the weather now because it's let's do sunset. Oh, semi-low light. Yeah, semi-low light. Use some speed right here. We're way too fast. Alright, we are proceeding inbound. Our minimum 10.6. Let's just scroll it in. Oh yeah. Look at this. Hopefully we don't hit this mountain here. Recorder once we get over the top of the field. Once we get over the top, we'll go recorder on.
Flaps 11.
Flaps 11 coming
Gear
out.
down. Flaps 25.
Terrain ahead.
Oh,
Terrain ahead. Oh,
I forgot.
terrain ahead. Terrain ahead.
We need to cut those
Terrain
out.
ahead.
Heading. Paro traffic. Bourbon 357 out of 11,900 for
Cabin is
10,600
secured for arrival.
for the RNAV 15. Altitude pre-select is on. We need to get the, our APU Gen 3 is on. APU Air is coming on. Alright, so now we're flying. Airport is right there. So we're 180. Stand by on the gear. Recording is on. And we don't need this chart anymore. Fasten seatbelts, landing lights, altimeters, windshield, APU is on, landing warning check. Alright. Final. Lift dumpers set. Definitely need those armed. That looks good. Boarding is going. And we're cooking with gas now. So what I'm going to do with the CDI needle is I'm going to throw you... Oh, I'm going to do that. Oh, I forgot we're in heading mode. I'm going to throw the CDI back into a regular needle, and I'm going to select 150 for a runway reference. There she is. Paro traffic program 357 type F28 overhead. The field set up for the ground break 150. Right, I'm going to set 10 more. Let's do 9,500 feet here in a minute. Slow up a little bit more. Recording is on. Check. Let's go ahead and slow the gear. We're going to hand fly this turn in. Now, I don't know why I can't inhibit you. Am I missing it?
Ahead.
Glide slope, landing,
ahead.
GPWS is inhibit.
Ahead.
Is there any over here I need to inhibit? Normal landing, that looks good.
Speed.
Autopilot's coming off.
Speed. 1,000. Speed. Speed. Speed.
I know, you're yelling at me for speed. That's alright. We gotta lower the nose here. Trim it down. Fully configure here. We're climbing, baby. Gotta lose some of this altitude.
Speed. Speed.
Sync rate.
Sync rate check.
Sync rate.
There's the monastery, 12 o'clock.
1,000.
Alright, we're flying now. We're looking good. On speed, VREF, flaps are full, gear is down, lift dumpers armed. Thanks, Peter B, for the $10 super chat. Can't get to it now. Something about the APU. It's on the checklist. Yeah, it's on the checklist, man. Recording is on. Oh, man. That looks juice. Not yet. Don't turn yet. There's the runway. Not yet, not yet. Ooh, we're a little bit high. That's all right. Speed brake is going to come out here, so
Sync
keep
rate.
the engine spooled.
Sync rate. Sync rate. Sync rate.
Sync brake check. There we go. We're
Sync
looking good
rate.
now.
Sync
Aero
rate.
traffic, Burma 357, short final, 15.
Sync rate.
Sync rate check.
500.
We didn't buzz the
Pull
guy's
up.
house that we normally buzz.
Pull up.
100 feet to minimum.
Pull up.
Minimum.
Full speed brakes out.
Pull up.
Check.
Pull up.
Check.
Pull up.
Check.
Pull up.
Check.
50. 40. 30. 20. 10.
Oh, don't float it now. Ooh, that was firm. Speed brakes up. Lift dumpers out. Dang it. I flared too early. Ran out of juice to feather it. That's all right. Whew. Definitely a smasher on that one. See, I ran. So that initial flare, I pulled too much, and then I bled off all the speed, and then you're kind of stuck. You just gotta let her settle down, or you're gonna go around. So we let her settle. Whew. We're small enough we can actually take the exit at the end here. Too much fishing, indeed, Oscar. I'm out of practice. To be fair, I didn't do a single practice segment for this one either. I normally do. Clear you off. Paro traffic, Bourbon 357. We're clear of 15. Flight doc, thanks for the 3 months support. Bank angle check, indeed. We got that music on. We'll stop the recording. Like the lights kind of oversaturated my cockpit there. It's all right. Well, we're down. Really set the hook. One of those on center line chat landings. Hey, you're the pro of on center line chat landings there.
You, my friend, are a steely-eyed missile man. Way to get that Fokker down.
Hey, Callie, thanks for the $10 bank angle check. Yeah, we got her down, Callie. Appreciate you. Very kind. I could have. It was so close to being good. I just too much, man. If I had the Moza Force feedback yoke instead of the Brunner, I probably would have been softer, you know. But the Moza don't love me no more, so that's why our landing was firm. We'll run G's on the replay just to see. We may have been low enough that when we settled back down, it wasn't as firm as I thought, but it wasn't a greaser, and I can normally grease this thing. The thing is, when you land this, so when you have the speed brake out, so we have the speed brake out for landing like that, which you're supposed to do, you really, once you run out of energy in the flare, that's where the technique really comes in. You can't really save it because you have so much drag hanging out there. You can't really do anything with it. You either got to let it settle and hit, or you go around, clean it up and go around. Peter B, thanks for $10 super chat, man. Trying to get my type rating in the 900 XP. Hawker, nice. I'd love to chat about what I can do in Microsoft to practice. Peter B, very cool, man. Thank you for the $10 super chat, man. Appreciate you. There is a good Hawker for X-Plane, right?
For traffic.
Oh no, that's a Challenger.
Air 120.
I don't know much about the 900 XP, but see if there's a good add-on out there for one. Oh, look at this guy coming in. Here's that 727. As far as starting the APU, Peter B, a couple different reasons. If you don't have ground power, oh, that was a smasher. Okay, that was a smasher. Oh, no, we saved it.
455.
455? I shouldn't be laughing. I probably have as much of the same. It just blew some tires? But Peter B, so there's a couple of different reasons. One, if you're landing at a super high density altitude airport, you don't have ground service down there, you start the APU, so you can just run the generator and get the engine started. Because if you don't have a ground start available at the airport, you want to be able to start your engines up before shutting them down. And then also, if you turn the APU bleed on, you're going to relieve the engines of their engine bleed. Therefore, you have more performance if you need to go around. So. Is that a 350 up there? It is. Captain Chemtrails, thanks for the $20 super chat, my man. Appreciate you, Captain Chemtrails. Appreciate the support. You build up, you want to do the log in the Boeing. Oh no, not for me, my man. Appreciate you. I'll take a 757. How's that? I would 100% do a 75 if I could. That's my regret. Thanks again, Captain Chemtrails. Very kind, man. Appreciate the $20 super chat. Always appreciate you hanging out with us here on the channel. And I'm pretty sure Captain Chemtrail's going to have a full 757 series for us here when Bluebird drops. At least I hope so. All right, we'll shut her down right here. Erp. Pretty good. Erp. Brakes are set. Brake pressure's in the green. I guess we should shut down. Should we shut down and see what the shutdown sounds are like? How do you shut this thing off? I'm going to be completely honest with you guys. Oh, yeah, the fuel... These things.
Cabin crew, doors to manual and cross-check.
I got to see this 350 take off here. Ethiopian A350 out of Paro, Bhutan. Why do I have a feeling this isn't going to end well? I have a feeling it's not going to end well for him. Are you planning to have a flight to Pyongyang? Probably. Oh, he got up all right. Nice. I just woke up from my concussion. How hard was that? We're going to find out right now, man. We're going to find out right now. Let's go to... I have to do it in this cam, I think, right? Yeah, let me get G's up and running. Well, before I do that, let's go replay mode. Let's pause that. Let's put the engine start switches to run. Let's bring up the iPad. All right, everything looks good there. Let's go ahead and see what happens. Let's disconnect my Veo Premium. We have engine sounds. Yes, we do. Beautiful. Engines are running. Everything's running. Lights are on. Yeah. We'll watch the full replay later.
Terrain ahead.
Let's watch the final approach segment here. Flaps are full. Gears coming down. Get G's up. G's is up, gear is down. Alright, this ought to be spicy. Art, thanks for the $5 super sticker, man. Appreciate the support, dude. I don't know why we kept getting the sync rate. Maybe you can't inhibit that whole GPWS system. I thought, I mean, it's got the landing gear and the glide slope mode. I don't know where the other GPWS is.
Pull up.
Surely there's another GPWS push button. There's the guy's house that we'd like to blow the DirecTV dish off with. Here comes Bourbon Air on the turn. Pretty stable, actually, coming around the turn. Much easier getting this thing in here than like a 777. I was so close to being perfect, Juice, though. So close. Right there. Should have had it perfect. Then we floated, and then I just said 411. Yeah, 411. I believe it. Let's go ahead and arm the lift upper strike.
Pull up.
Check my suit for the landing. Dang it, Dougal. I thought we had it, man. I thought we had it. This is like Fly Navy's real life landing. See right there, we had it. Then I just floated. But once you float with that bar door, you're toast. 462 hopper. Well, they're not all 10s, Chad. Can't all be 10s. You can't all be greasers. We can bend the fuselage, so we're doing better than United. I mean, that was firm. You really think that was a 400? Is that a justified 400? Let's watch it in slow-mo. Slow-mo inspection here. So yeah, flare like an Airbus pilot would, and then I just said F it, touchdown. It's pretty firm. Yeah, it's pretty firm. I don't know. I mean, it was on the markers, you're right. It was good there. Alright, well, screw that. I'll go ahead and give you guys a full replay here of the juice. I'll throw sail up for you. You can watch the full replay right now in normal speed. That's going to end this stream right here.
2,500.
I do appreciate all of the support and hanging out with y'all today. We are doing an A321 back in the good old Airbus here in just about an hour, maybe a little bit less even. So if you want to watch that stream, make sure you have your notifications on. You should head over there after this one concludes. I look forward to seeing y'all there. We're going Salt Lake to Los Angeles, and we might run some ECAMs just to get some practice going back in it. Although I left my EFB at home, so I don't know. We'll think of something. Maybe we'll do some hydraulic situation just to see. But
2,500.
all right, Folk with Data's coming out for sure. For sure. Hey, I will say, and send this on a positive note. So I did get a call from the Focal Gatekeeper about our wind shear. And I was a bit nervous, but turns out it was just a thank you call. So said we did everything right. We got down to 70 feet. We got down to 70 feet on the wind shear, which is pretty spicy. Thinking about doing max Toga, trying to climb out of it, get down to 70 feet. Didn't overstress the airplane. Everything went good. So got that off my chest. Podcast that later. So I will see y'all on the next one. Stay safe, stay healthy. I'm V1. Thank you for all the support, all the bank angle checks, the super chats. You guys are awesome. Stay safe, stay healthy. I'm V1. Soup!